Baddie, shot of the clock. We're back in the Caribbeans. So today we're back with a Baddies Caribbean recap. My name is Keith Johnson. If you guys came from my Instagram, I thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming over to watch my YouTube. If you guys are new here, want to find the social media handles, here it is up above. I'm more active on Instagram, of course, and I have a tablet with me. Again, I took some screen grabs of this episode to kind of help me through this recap. And we're gonna jump right into it. So we get a Baddies East. Baddies East. We get a little recap of last season. We didn't need that. And then we start off with an opening fight with Mariah, Lynn, and I believe Asian Doll. They're fighting over some colorless things, I'm guessing. Anyway, so we're in Miami. So we start off in Miami. It feels this really feels like an extension to Baddies East, because we went to Jamaica last season, and I don't know, it just feels like we're back in Baddies East. We got a bunch of we have a lot of original girls from last season, so I was like, all right, we could do 2 or 3 or 4, but whoa, we have a lot of girls we've seen before. Scotty looks good with the brown, all right. Scotty looks good. Scotty too hottie with the body is eating him up. Sapphire also looks great as well. So they come on a yacht. I believe we have Sapphire. She looks good. Taseki, she looks really good in all red. Biggie's there. Her confession looks was tea as well. We also have Mariah Lynn, Suki, Natalie, Scotty, and Jayla. All right, so they get to the little yacht scene. Natalie, she's giving out these baddie chains. I don't have any thoughts on the chain gate. I mean, if you're gonna do all that, at least bring Smiley back. I would have preferred Smiley over Mariah. I'm sorry, but Smiley is more of an interesting character than Mariah. But we got Mariah. Anyway, so the girls were talking. Natalie's confessional look is tea with this blue, kind of Moana-ish kind of look that she has is really tea or whatever. Looks really good on her. Taseki confession also looks pretty good. Taseki's just pretty in general. So Natalie is up here trying to spin the conversation, talking about we had things that, last season some girls still beef after what happened at the reunion. Natalie is so cringe trying to start these conversations. We know what you're trying to do, sis. So Biggie and Jayla confront each other, whatever. They have a little conversation, and then Jayla, she stands up because Biggie's Jayla's you said you're gonna smack me, but when it was on site, we're on site, blah, stand on it. Biggie, she's not really on that type of time. The reason why they're even beefing is so petty to me. You guys are upset. Biggie is upset because Jayla said that Rolly won the fight at the reunion. Girl, who cares? You lost the fight. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. She lost the fight. That's really what happened. She lost the fight. So Biggie's really mad for no reason. Sapphire looks good in her confessional. We get to Sapphire and Suki conversation at the table. I don't care. I mean, this episode is giving me a bunch of I don't give a moments. We don't need to see this again. I feel like America was way too harsh. Unpopular opinion. I feel like America was way too harsh on Sapphire. It's okay for black women to cry. It's okay for black women to be soft. If Sapphire, she wants to cry, it's okay. We let white women do all the time. If Sapphire, she wants to cry, it just makes her emotional because she got drugged last season by the fans about not standing there for Suki. I didn't think it was that serious for y'all to drag this girl for her to be the most hated for not being there for Suki. Suki contradicts herself and she has a lot of mouth. She kind of let's talk about this. So Suki was arguing with ET, right? So ET and Suki was the original arguments because Suki intervened herself into something that had nothing to do with her. Just like ET did. Because ET, she threw that water on Smiley and Suki was like, oh, I don't like that you did that. That's the argument between Suki and ET. Suki Anna introduced herself into a situation that had nothing to do with her. Same with ET. They both did. So they're arguing. Rolly jumps into this argument. Rolly jumped into a situation that had nothing to do with her. She wanted to defend her friend ET, even though ET can defend herself. Rolly jumped in that. Rolly and Suki Anna, they fight. Suki kept, pressure, because Rolly didn't want to fight that girl at first. You was like Rolly was holding back. If you go back and look at it, it was like a long little argument. So Suki kind of initiated this fight. Rolly, she swung first. They're going at it, whatever. You get ET in the back. Y'all Sapphire, she should have hit ET. Maybe after ET threw the water, she could have hit her. ET, she threw the water. ET was the original person arguing. Like, I don't think Sapphire, like, I feel like Sapphire, she could have defended Suki. She could have, like, jumped in on ET. But, like, the level of dragging that Sapphire got that season was not called for at all. Like, it didn't warrant that. Like, if Suki was not getting bullied, it wasn't like she had to defend her. She chose not to. And there are some friends, y'all have to realize, there are some friends that we cannot bring to the paint. There are some friends that you just cannot bring to the fight with you. And Sapphire is not one of those friends that I'm bringing to the paint. You have to know these friends. Like, you have friends you can take to the club. You have friends you can chill at the house with. And you have friends you can fight with. Sapphire is not a friend you can fight with. She's the one we're going to take to the club. And you just kind of have to admit that. I don't think Sapphire is a bad friend to her at all. So I just think that she got over drugged last season. And the conversation, Suki not caring or whatever, kind of heartless, but it is what it is. I don't really care. Suki confessional look, child, the hair, I did not like it for her at all. The introduction, like this shit right here, I didn't like it. I skipped this way too long. Like, oh my goodness. So we get up here to the Anamac and Rolly. Rolly walks in and Anamac's like, I saw a dark cloud, a dark shadow. And she thought it was an eclipse, but it was Rolly. Their little argument, they gagged each other. Like, they gagged each other, their argument with each other. It was like a bunch of one-liners, funny moments thrown in there. I'm happy to see both of them back, honestly. Like, I think the reason why they have, I don't know what their smoke really is about. They didn't really have a strong beef last season. I know ET called out Anamac at the reunion or whatever. And she didn't really call it, but she's like house B or whatever. Anamac got offense. I don't know. I don't really remember what her and Rolly was arguing about initially. I know at the reunion, if Rolly would have walked into this conversation and said that she wants to fight Anna because Anna called her a monkey, we would have accepted that a lot more. Like, Anna called Rolly a monkey during her squabble, whatever that was last in the reunion. So I get why Rolly will be upset. So I see people like, oh, Rolly, we don't want Rolly back, da. But like, Anamac called a dark-skinned woman a monkey. Like, Rolly didn't do wrong here, like, at all. But and then she didn't hit Anamac because I guess Anamac, I think from like what we had to allude to here, I believe like it just sounds like domestic violence. That's what it sounds like. So it was good. Rolly didn't like hit the girl, and that security like was really there to kind of, because they're both on injured reserve. We don't need like anyone getting more injured. So that was great. Whatever. Next scene. So we get Aubrey O'Day. We meet her. Hi. So she's like, she want to have a good time. She, she's here, want to feel young again. She want her bikini. Cool. She needed a break. She wanted a vacation. We're here. So Natalie and her little dinners. Y'all know how this goes. So Biggie and Jayla, Jayla confronts Biggie about the whole smacking thing yet again. And then they fight. They have multiple squabbles. Biggie ate her one run up. Like, Biggie, she got her first round. The rest of the rounds, Jayla was cleaning Biggie up. You got Taseki. I'm going to show this to you guys. Look at this. Taseki looked real disappointed in Biggie. Like, she looked real disappointed. Like, again, like, girl, what did I teach you at the reunion? Basically. So, yeah, Jayla, she won the fight against Biggie. Jayla, what were you doing? Like, that last round, because Jayla was like, I was like, Jayla, girl, like, what you doing swimming for? Jayla was swimming. Like, Jayla, dad was swimming towards Biggie. If Biggie knew how to fight, she could have really ate Jayla up. But like, Biggie it's like after her first like main little lick, she just gives up. So I don't know what to say to her about that. And then we get the not replace, but the other originals, like the new cast members come in. Carlissa's daughter, I think her name is Callie, Blueface sister. She looks good, real good. We saw her on Bad versus Wild, so it was great to see her back. I don't know if you guys remember her, but she was on, I forgot what episode. It was like Carlissa. I think she was one that fought Suki. I believe it was her. I think it was her. I think it was her. Anyway, so she's there. I think it could be why Suki didn't want to film with. I don't know, but and then Bianca, she comes in. She was on Love and Hip Hop with Mariah. I didn't watch Love and Hip Hop like that particular season, so I don't know too much about them. She came in and she's swung on Sapphire. I don't know what happened with Mariah and Sapphire. This is a lot of like missing pieces, but Bianca coming in fighting for Mariah. Bianca coming in fighting for Mariah. Very lapdog energy. Like, very lapdog energy. Very much lapdog energy. And people are like, oh, I like Bianca because she's still doing business for Mariah. But y'all call E.T. a lapdog for the same thing. Like, it's gotta make sense. I don't have too much to say about that. It looked like Sapphire was walking Bianca in the next episode. We had a lot of fights. We had Natalie versus Callie. I'm excited to see Callie apply pressure to Natalie. Her coming in, getting at the big dog. So we'll see how that goes. This episode so far it was actually pretty good. The boat scene was way too long, but everything else was fine. I am excited to watch the rest of the season. And yeah, so I hope you guys did like this video, and I am out.